The London Mounted Brigade was a yeomanry brigade of the British Army, formed as part of the Territorial Force in 1908. It served dismounted in the Gallipoli Campaign before being remounted to serve in the Salonika and Sinai and Palestine campaigns in the First World War. In April 1918, it was merged with elements of the 8th Cavalry Brigade to form 11th Cavalry Brigade. It remained in Palestine after the end of the war on occupation duties. Formation. Under the terms of the Territorial and Reserve Forces Act 1907, the brigade was formed in 1908 as part of the Territorial Force. It consisted of 3 yeomanry regiments, a horse artillery battery, an ammunition column, a transport and supply column and a field ambulance. The 2nd County of London Yeomanry was attached for training in peacetime. As the name suggests, the units were drawn from London. First World War. London Mounted Brigade. The brigade was mobilised on 4 August 1914 at the outbreak of the First World War and concentrated in Berkshire. It joined 2nd Mounted Division on 2 September and moved with the division to East Anglia in November 1914. Egypt. In April 1915, the 2nd Mounted Division moved to Egypt, arriving at Alexandria on 27 April and was posted to the Suez Canal defences by the middle of May. In May 1915, the brigade was designated 4th Mounted Brigade. It was dismounted in August 1915 and took part in the Gallipoli Campaign. Each regiment left a squadron headquarters and 2 troops in Egypt to look after the horses. Gallipoli. The brigade landed at Suvla Bay on the morning of the 18th of August and moved into reserve positions at Karakol Dar. It moved to Sea Beach Lala Baba on the 20th of August. On the 21st of August it advanced to Chocolate Hill under heavy fire and took part in the attack on Hill 112. Due to losses during the Battle of Scimitar Hill and wastage during August 1915, the 2nd Mounted Division had to be reorganized. On 4 September 1915, the 2nd Composite Mounted Brigade was formed from the 3rd and 4th Mounted Brigades. The brigade formed a battalion-sized unit 4th London Regiment. The brigade embarked for Mudros on 2 November and returned to Egypt in December 1915, where it was reformed and remounted. 8th Mounted Brigade. The brigade left the 2nd Mounted Division on 18 January 1916 and was sent to Abyssinia. It served as part of the Suez Canal defences. On 31 March 1916, the remaining mounted brigades were numbered in a single sequence. As a consequence, the London Mounted Brigade was redesignated as 8th Mounted Brigade. From November 1916 to June 1917, the brigade took part in the Salonika Campaign, serving as GHQ troops with the British Salonika Army. The brigade arrived back in Egypt from Salonika on 8 June 1917. The machine gun squadron was formed in Egypt on 14 June. The brigade moved forward and joined the newly formed Yeomanry Mounted Division on 21 July 1917 at El Fukari. For 31 October it took part in the 3rd Battle of Gaza, including the Battle of Beersheba and the capture of the Sharia position. It took part in the Battle of Mogla Ridge on 13 and 14 November and the Battle of Nebi Samuel for 17 to 24 November. From 27 to 29 November, it withstood the Turkish counter-attacks during the capture of Jerusalem. 11th Cavalry Brigade. In March 1918, the 1st Indian Cavalry Division was broken up in France. The British units Dragoons, 17th Lancers, 1/1 of a Stone Queen's Own Yorkshire Dragoons and A.Q. and New batteries remained in France, and the Indian elements were sent to Egypt by an Egyptian Expeditionary Force GHQ order of 12 April 1918. The mounted troops of the EEF were reorganized when the Indian Army units arrived in theatre. On 24 April 1918, the Yeomanry Mounted Division was Indianized and its title was changed to 1st Mounted Division, the third distinct division to bear this title. On 24 April 1918, the 8th Mounted Brigade was merged with elements of the 8th Cavalry Brigade. The 1st County of London Yeomanry remained with the brigade. The City of London Yeomanry and the 3rd County of London Yeomanry left the brigade on 7 April and were merged to form E Battalion, Machine Gun Corps. It was posted to France, arriving on 1 June. 29th Lancers joined from 8th Cavalry Brigade. 36th Jacobs Horse joined from 8th Cavalry Brigade. 21st Machine Gun Squadron remained with the brigade. 8th Mounted Brigade Signal Troop remained with the brigade. On 30 April, 1 London Cavalry Field Ambulance merged with Lucknow Cavalry Field Ambulance to form 8th Combined Cavalry Field Ambulance. In April, 3/1 of a Stone Highland Mobile Veteranary Section merged with Lucknow Mobile Veteranary Section to form 8th Mobile Veteranary Section. On the 22nd of July 1918, the 1st Mounted Division was renumbered as the 4th Cavalry Division and the brigade as 11th Cavalry Brigade. The subunits were renumbered on the same date. The brigade remained with 4th Cavalry Division for the rest of the war, taking part in the Battle of Megiddo and the capture of Damascus. After the Armistice of Mudros, the brigade remained with 4th Cavalry Division in Palestine as part of the occupation forces. However, demobilization began immediately, and by May 1919 most of the British units had been repatriated. The division was finally broken up in 1921. Commanders: the London Mounted Brigade, 8th Mounted Brigade, 11th Cavalry Brigade had the following commanders. Bibliography. Beck Major A.F. Order of Battle of Divisions Part 2A. The Territorial Force Mounted Divisions and the First Line Territorial Force Divisions. London, His Majesty's Stationery Office. ISBN 1-871-16712-4. Beck Major A.F. Order of Battle of Divisions Part 2B. The Second Line Territorial Force Divisions with the Home Service Divisions and 74th and 75th Divisions. London, His Majesty's Stationery Office. ISBN 1-871-167-000. James Brigadier. British Regiments 1914–18. London, Samson Books Limited. ISBN 0-906304-032. Perry, F.W. Order of Battle of Divisions Part 5B. Indian Army Divisions. Newport, Ray Westlake Military Books. ISBN 1-871-167-23-X. Rinaldi, Richard A. Order of Battle of the British Army 1914. Ravi Rikai. ISBN 978-0-977607280. Westlake, Ray. British Territorial Units 1914–18. Osprey Publishing. ISBN 978-185532-168-7. Westlake, Ray. British Regiments at Gallipoli. Barnsley, Leo Cooper. ISBN 0-85052-511-X.